Hi grade 8s, it's me again. We are going to start now with the geometry of triangles. I'm sure you guys are asking, ma'am, what is geometry? Geometry is the branch of mathematics that is concerned with the properties and relationships of points, lines, angles. Basically, grade 8, it's a visual study of shapes and sizes. We're going to start today with the triangle. The properties of a triangle. You guys know that a triangle has 3 sides. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3. You know that a triangle has 3 angles. There's 1 already, 2, 3. Now, I'm sure you also know the third property. When I cut the angles of a triangle, let's cut the first one, the second one, and the third one. And I put them next to each other. If I cut them like that and I put them next to each other, what do you see? It makes a straight line. And a straight line is always equal to 180 degrees. Let's take a look at an example. If I have, for example, one angle that's equal to 68 degrees, and I have a second angle that's equal to 62 degrees. Guess what the third angle will be? Yes, 50 degrees. Because we know that if I add together the 3 angles of a triangle, I have to get 180 degrees. That's a statement, grade 8s, that you must know. Let's take a look at another example. Let's take a look at this example. This is how they will ask this in a test, a question paper, or an exam. You will see that they will give you the shape of a triangle. They will indicate that the first angle at the top is 68 degrees Celsius, the right and bottom one is 62, and left and bottom is x. The question will then say, solve x. By just looking at this, you can immediately see that if I add together 68 plus 62, I get 130 degrees. Therefore, I know that x will be 50. But how are we going to do this in a mathematical way? Grade 8, I'm going to teach you to always use 3 blocks. So when we're going to do geometry, I'm going to call it the 3 block sums. Next to the first block, you're going to write the statement. Take a look at what I wrote at the first block. 68 degrees plus 62 degrees plus x is equal to 180 degrees. I then wrote a reason, and I said it's the angles of a triangle. In the second block, I'm going to get x alone. How do we get x alone? You remember we did this in in term 1. You remember in term 1 how we got x alone? When I move the loose friends, the pluses becomes minuses and the minuses turns into pluses. So in the third and final block, you will then see that x is indeed equal to 50 degrees. Let's see how marks will be awarded. I will award 1 mark for you writing down the statement correctly, a second mark for giving the correct reason, and a third mark for giving the correct answer. If you take a look at this example just one last time, the question will literally ask you, solve x, and it will give you the triangle. What you need to do is number 1, write down the statement. Number 2, write down the reason. And number 3, solve x. If I replace the x with a 50, then I will say 68 plus 62 plus 50 will give me 180 degrees. Isn't that fantastic? We're going to take a look at another example. Example 2. Again, the question states solve x. It gives you two angles, 71 degrees and 50 degrees. The third one is unknown, therefore you need to go calculate it. But remember, we need to use mathematical logic to do our calculations. And we're going to call it the 3-block sums. Block 1, you need to write your statement. X plus 71 degrees plus 50 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. What's your reason? It's the angles of a triangle. Step 2, you need to get x alone. X is equal then to 180 minus 71 minus 50. Therefore, x is equal to 59 degrees. Let's see how marks will be awarded. 1 mark for the statement, 1 mark for the reason, 1 mark for the answer. Let's test our answer. If I replace 59 degrees into that space of x, and I say 59 plus 71 plus 50, what do I get? 180 degrees. Magical. Let's take a look at another example. This time you will see that the x is not alone anymore. We're making this a teeny weeny bit more complicated right now. But it's not too difficult though. We still follow the same procedures. What is the first step? Can you still remember? Yes, we still need to write down our statement. 3x, remember this corner here at the bottom is 3x plus 58 plus 62 is equal to 180 degrees. Your reason? Angles of a triangle. Step 2, get x alone. Now, please remember the work that we've done in term 1. You first need to lose your loose friends. Then you get 3x is equal to 60 degrees. Is x alone? No. We now need to divide by 3. Then x will be alone. And finally, I get my answer. X will therefore be equal to 20 degrees. Let's see how marks will be awarded. 1 mark for the statement, a 2nd mark for your reason, and a 3rd mark for your answer. Quickly replace 20 degrees in the value of the x. What are you going to get there? 3 times 20 is equal to 60. Great stuff. Now, if we take 60 plus 58 plus 62, what do we get? 180 degrees. Amazing! Is it difficult? No, it's not. Let's take a look at a last example. This time, it's just a little bit more complicated than example 3. Can you see that the x is not alone? The value of this angle in the bottom right-hand corner is now 2x plus 18 degrees. Guys, the process stays the same. Can you still remember what we need to do in the first block? Yes, you're right. We need to add the value of the 3 angles. 2x plus 18 degrees, that's the value of angle 1. Plus the value of angle 2, 61 degrees, plus the value of angle 3, 71 degrees, must be equal to 180 degrees. Why? Why? Because it's the angles of a triangle. Step 2, get x alone. How do we do that? Lose the loose friend. So when the loose friend goes over, it becomes 180 minus 18 minus 61 minus 71. Is x alone yet? No. X is still multiplied by 2. We need to get x alone. Therefore, we need to still divide our equation by 2, and therefore, my answer is equal to 15. How will marks be awarded? 1 mark for your statement. Can you see, have you noticed that a statement is an equation? When you write down a statement, it has to be an equation that you can solve. A 2nd mark for your reason, and then a 3rd mark for your answer. Grade 8s, I gave you 4 examples now and explained to you statement 1 of triangles. I'm now going to also send you 10 sums to complete. Please make sure that you understand your work. Next week, we will continue with statement 2 of a triangle. Please stay safe, look after yourself, and know that I miss you so much.